Chattanooga Allergy Clinic is proud to help power thunder.
Just like we help you overpower your allergies.
Helping you live life to the fullest.
Just say no to faded, outdated furniture. Say yes to Wilson So Much Fabric for all your upholstery and outdoor fabric needs. Some starting at just $3 per yard. Gorgeous fabrics and outstanding upholstery services await. 10,006 Highway 58. Wilson So Much Fabric has you covered.
We're outside on the porch with a very good friend of mine, Mimi Nickel, who has Love's Arm Ministries here in town. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
And tell me, is it Love's Arm Ministry or Outreach? Because you are a ministry, but didn't you kind of change your website?
We're Love's Arm Outreach Ministries.
You're both.
But we shortened it to just Love's Arm several years ago because everybody was defaulting to saying Love's Arm, so we thought that was a pretty good, easy way to say it.
So you know how you meet people sometimes just by happenstance and you walk away thinking, gosh, I'm so impressed with what that person has done. Mimi has been one of those people in my life because if you ever had a time where you felt compelled to do something but you didn't heed the nudge, Mimi is the one who heeded the nudge. And so Love's Arm is completely intended to reach out to women, and I guess men too, who find themselves sadly in a trafficked situation. You kind of begin though, Mimi, with the odds against you. You had to do a lot of knocking on doors, I think, to get people to see the message you bring.
Well, we began just from going and doing what we were compelled to do, which was to reach into the lives of women and men, survivors of prostitution, trafficking, and addiction here in Chattanooga. And we've been doing it for 15 years. But what's been interesting is that it was very hard at the beginning because no one was really aware of the issue we have here in our community, and two, there wasn't a lot of understanding or the compassion for people in human trafficking and sex trafficking at the time. It's just become a big issue that's been presented by the media and in the public a lot in the last 10 years.
It's taken me all these years of knowing you and having our periodic conversations to understand it a little bit more. One thing that you taught me, and you can stress today, is that if you have the idea that people who fall victim to this are victims of stranger danger, if you will, that really is not the case. It tends to be much more literally familial.
That's correct. The highest instance of coercion into trafficking, prostitution, addictive behavior happens through familiar people. It takes place through family members, friends of family, people that are familiar enough with you to have you trust them. And so that's how the coercion takes place. Only 10 to 12% at most is through the quote-unquote stranger danger or the snatch and grab of children and teens.
So you know how, I'm sure that you've had moments where you've been in the car and maybe you've seen somebody with a sign asking for help, or maybe you've driven down a street at night and you've seen something that makes you think this is probably not where I want to be, and you move ahead and you often question, I wonder what happened in that person's life to bring them to this point. That's not meant to be judgmental, but I think we all have that question. In terms of the women on the street, you say, Mimi, that almost all of them have been victims of trafficking.
Yes, once we start hearing their stories, we do know that 95 to 98% of them were victims of childhood sexual abuse and various forms of child abuse in many ways that in turn traumatize them. Sexual trauma is very unique to itself, but then there becomes all sorts of complex trauma that evolves from that, and which makes them prey to traffickers, to perpetrators, to people who want to hurt and use them. And so it's very much a part of the continuum. So the women out on the streets didn't just get up and decide to go work in street prostitution one day. That has been a long part of the continuum that their lives have been in many times, and most of the time since children.
And so what you have done, along with the volunteers who aid you all the time, is that you offer different ways that people can help. And some volunteers really enjoy the ministry part of it, of truly going onto the street for these last 15 years and simply talking with women and bringing them a kind word and an offer to help if they want it.
That's right. We meet them where they are. We go to them and meet them where they are with grace and kindness and love and acceptance. And we make a small offering to them of hygiene supplies. We offer them resources right now. They get COVID supplies and a COVID bag. And we offer them prayer. And if they want to pray, and 99% of the time they welcome that prayer. And so we just simply pray with them, and they know someone cares and someone loves, and that they have a path before them if they are ready to take it.
Something else you shared with me not too long ago is how you have had things and still want things to grow incrementally. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. But a couple of years ago or more, you began something called Rahab's Rest. It's a home where the women who get to a certain point can come and begin a new life.
That's correct. In October of 2018, we were able to open Rahab's Rest, which is a 24-month holistic recovery home for women who are desiring to exit prostitution, trafficking, and addiction. And so we have 6 beds. Right now we only have 4 open because we have 2 restricted for quarantine in case we need it. But we have 6 beds available to women who want to come and begin the process of healing, recovery, and finding life in a new, wonderful way.
So right now there is a campaign that's going on through the end of the year.
Correct.
And it's called the Lights On, Love's Arm Lights On. The goal is to raise $50,000. You're getting there, but you wanted to share with people the number they can text to give?
Yes, you can text to give by texting 44321 and keying in LA Lights On, or you can go to our website at www.lovesarmoutreach.org, and there's a link there as well. We would welcome your supporting this work of our community.
And I will say this, and I'll let her have the parting word, but it is Friday after all, and on Fridays you do a Facebook posting, so you were in your car doing one before you came up here to talk to me. If folks go to the Love's Arm Facebook page, they'll see your weekly posts, right?
If you go to our Love's Arm Facebook page today, you'll get to embrace our advocacy moment, which will be posted today, and learn more about this issue, how it impacts Chattanooga.
All right. I love talking to you, Mimi.
I love talking to you, Julie.
LovesArmOutreach.org, that's the website to remember. Again, the phone number to text is 44321. Text LA Lights On to help them reach that goal. We're back with more in just a minute.
Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is right here in your corner. So when it's time to choose your Medicare plan, know that you'll have our team by your side